may remember this, but the very first story that we did here on the show was going to a school in Edmond when a farmer by the name of Bob Ramming was delivering some of the first watermelons for Farm to School.
Right, that was very exciting, wasn't it?
It was a neat story. How much has the program grown since that time?
Well, at that time it was a pilot program and we were in 4 school districts, and since then it's become a full-time program at the Department of Agriculture, and we're working with about 62 school districts and colleges as well. And then we also, that's on the statewide program, we also work with individual farmers, directly matching them up with the farmers and the schools in their districts.
Yeah. Now, it certainly makes lots of sense for these schools. Why does it make sense for our farmers? Why is it a win-win situation?
Well, it adds more marketing opportunities for our fruit and vegetable growers and for our producers, value-added products. It gives them, especially for our fruit and vegetable growers, it enables them to have an additional market when markets start slowing down, the farmers' market starts slowing down. And then they can also put commitment into their fall ground. We have a really good season for growing fall fruits and vegetables as well.
Mm-hmm. Is there a misconception out there that this fresh food that certainly tastes good and is better for you, it's more expensive as well?
I think maybe in some cases it could be, but when you really look at you can do comparative pricing, it can be the same price or even less expensive depending on the season. If you're buying like a fresh fruit or vegetable that's in season, is readily grown in the fields, it can be very price competitive. And especially with the schools, we ask that the farmers work with the schools on a wholesale pricing so it can fit into their budgets that they work with.
And there also is an education aspect here. I know you've brought these plants along with you, but not only do you want to feed these children well, you want them to understand about where their food's coming from.
That's very important, and just one of the things that we've got here are these plant pots. We'll make the plant pots out of newspaper, so it's biodegradable, and we can talk to them about that. And then they get to take home a tomato plant or a pepper plant to take it and grow it at their own garden. And it's really exciting to see these children say, oh, I planted a tomato plant and I ate the tomatoes off of it, and they're eating it, and it looks like little pieces of candy on here. And then also just I had a child, I was cooking fresh squash on a grill. And squash ordinarily children aren't real crazy about, but they got very excited, and he wrote a letter to me and he said, oh, that squash was so good, I almost fainted. So it's really neat to see that response, and it's getting them involved with agriculture and growing it and eating it.
And sometimes we think about young children being picky eaters, but I know even sometimes older people are picky eaters just because they've not been exposed to it. And I know you said earlier that you're introducing this program into some of our colleges?
Yes, yes. We first worked with the University of Oklahoma, and now we're working with them and Oklahoma State University, USAO, several colleges in the Oklahoma area. They're starting to expand their programs as well.
Well, it's certainly a great program, one that tastes pretty good too.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Chris.